Hey everybody, time to move the first pawn. Well, I just finished up my chess club for this week, but this now starts my series of learning from losses. So in today's video, I'm going to run through the game and get to that pivotal opening spot where I did the wrong move and the game didn't go the right way because of it. Started out with knight a3, I do d6, he does d4, I do h6, he does c4, I do e6, he does e4, I do b6, knight c3, my basic king's opening, king's Indian opening, a6, bishop f4, bishop b7, bishop d3, knight d7, and he castles. When our opponent's castle against the stranglehold, we usually go and attack that side. So I attack the bishop. Usually they go here, allowing me to attack this, which goes back, and I get this. They do something, and I start working toward the king. When I go and attack this, he put it here. And this is the pivotal move. I have 31 moves. And of the 31 moves, there was the top 5. I mean, bishop e7 does help me push. He goes here, I'm overprotected. So that is bishop e7. If I was to do knight f6, indicating coming here to attack and kill the bishop, it can't go anywhere, it dies. That is a possible line. The c5, hoping to draw this to push this to close the center, is probably one of the better moves. One of the better lines. Knight to e7, to here, to get taken, to push, take back to have the open file. That's another line I could have tried. Or even the h5, h4, and then I just need to get protection here. So this moved forward, so this protects it, getting out of the way of a queen to queen to queen to push, and end up getting a mating scenario. So it's all about, what do I do? What is the right move to continue the defense of my position? All my pawns are in front, my pieces behind, getting ready to push everything, strangling until I can cause mate. Stranglehold. That is the concept. You can't just win squares. All these are contested for. The move I probably should have done is the c5. This is still protected because I haven't moved it. If he does take, I have this, and I have opened like normal players like to do. Put pawns in the center, and that's before bishops, attack coordinated squares. He doesn't have it checked all of a sudden try and win anything, but this does cause more pressure, but it just gets stopped. But if, in most cases, what are people going to do against this setup? Do they push and allow me a closed French defense? Or do they want to actually open the file? Like most people, I could take this way. I could take this way. I have many options. The knight does seem to be the most powerful. But then if he does try and get, sack the bishop and then get the queen out here for a check, but he gets more pressure here. But this is the main thing. Doing this doesn't automatically close the center. If I can get something like that, then possibly, but that allows this to come in, so there's certain trades that'll have to happen if I cannot get the center closed. The stranglehold did start as a black defense. We built all around getting these 2 pawns and then these 2 pawns out here to stop everything from getting to the original squares that they are allowed to go to. We need to react and stop their best next move. If they push this, I push this. So if they push, I push, and then they don't get to take, they don't have an open file. We build our stranglehold as a defense to what they're doing, and as soon as you castle, we need to attack, but we also need to have the center closed so we don't have to worry about things traveling through. We have the angle we want, where we want, blocking what they want to do. So the king is castled, I attacked, he's in this position. I probably should do that because he can't do anything here. I give him a move, he can push, which is what I did. I did this, allowing him to just come down, and then do I trade or lose this? Now another move I could have done is the knight to e7. So if he does push, I push. He's got the 1, 2, I've got the 1, 2, and 3. That is what we like. If either one comes forward, we have enough protection on the square that they're all attacking that they won't want to trade in the center. So with my knight here, he comes forward, I come forward up, he can take, I take, he takes, I take with my bishop. I still win the square and the position, and I have an attacking piece afterwards. He can't just continue an attack after completing all of this. So this might have been my best next move, other than the C, to hopefully close the position. This could help close the position and allow me to come out and do so after the position got closed, and this could close the position, but it could also open it. I didn't feel strong enough doing this to have him come down. Doesn't always happen. People like open files. But once these castled, attack, make sure the center is closed, and then continue attack on whatever is still around the enemy king. The idea of the stranglehold stemmed from the 4 knight, the 2 knight opening, the 2 pawns and the 2 knights. The bishops are allowed to come all the way out. The knights can come out. They're all attacking the center. This is the main position. So when this and this happened, the knights can't come in. They can come in here, but here now they can't come in and do anything, and either one closes up the center. That is the main start of the stranglehold. Depending on what you do is how we react. We have no specific coordinated attack for any and all games. We have ideas that we've come across because of the multitude of positions. Like for instance, if he was just a castle, how would I attack this knight? Well, my pawn would come out, and he would attack. The knight can't come here, gets killed, gets killed, gets killed, gets taken. He's got these 2 squares to be safe. And now, I now am protected, but there's this angle. How do I get to which one of these pawns is now mate? So if I have power here or power here, no, okay, this is the only square now. The knight protected it. The knight moves away. This is still protecting this. This is not protecting this. This is now my checkmating square. So the idea is to possibly get the bishop and then the queen to get the mate. But I'll have to be careful about the pawn coming up. So there are certain times about stuff. The knight coming to here, to come to here, to come to here to cause a check. This takes, I take back. Rook has an open check, so I could check, takes, I have an open check, and then with that as a possible mating scenario, knight comes out. This comes out to stop it. It can still come here and try and take this, but then you lose a knight just in the opening, just to open the position. Pawn comes out, so if he pushes, I push. You have protection, but nope, can't win. His c-pawn comes out, so now if he tries to win this square, I take, he takes, I take. Yeah, I can do trade queens, but then why did you do all of that? You lose position, you lose power. If you come with the check because this opened up, people do cost check. They cost check with the bishop, but then either block with a bishop or block with my pawn. So this coming here stops this. That came out. This stops this from coming here. This and this has more power. The bishop and the pawn and the knight attacking here just like it can over here. That's a main problem for us. We always have to worry about that and attack it properly. This thing comes out to do all the center, allowing the bishop to come here. The bishop and knight can attack here to attack my queen. So with that there, you can't. You have to sacrifice something. I take it. You get the other thing, and then I take it too. You don't get to do what you want. By stopping your initial forward movement. The bishop comes out. My bishop can attack the center. So now if he comes up, he's got 2. I've only got 1, which sucks. So this comes up, he's got 2. I've got 3. So it's better for him to push this one to take, well, to lose something to keep the position. But then what does he get afterwards? So bishop, bishop, he does his bishop. I get my knight, so now I have 1 and 2 against his 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 against his 1 and 2. See how I do that? If he comes up with this one, I can either let him take and then replace, because this is protected and protected, protected, protected. I could let him take. I don't have to take. I could push, but then he has open. We always want to keep things closed. That causes problems and headaches, and people want open files. So I do my knight to do all this stuff in the center. He castles. So pawns in the center, knights before bishops, align the rooks, because you castle, don't move the queen too early. All basic opening principles. But what can they advance? That's our style. He is castled, I attack. I have the 1 and 2. He's got the 1 and 2. But what is he going to do? This can come in and die. It can get taken. It can go back. It can go back. It can go back. Most people think that that's better, not thinking I can make an attack. I am inching toward the king. He is nowhere near my king. The idea of the stranglehold. So I attacked the bishop. It went that way. I just played a couple games online on chess.com, and I did this a whole bunch with their reaction and then their reaction and their reaction. But because of this position, I can't just get my knight to push the pawn here. This can take, I can take, but then how is that a meeting position? But the pawn could come down and attack my knight right here, so I can't just use my knight here. But the idea of this pushing and this pushing to get that thing away, I need to re-protect the square, because this was making a 1 and 2. The bishop moved away, now he's only got the 1, but I need to re-overprotect, because he could just do that. But that is stupid, because I could just do this, attacking the queen. He doesn't have anything to block except this. And then I might have a problem, but see, proper moves. If I can just get my queen to support here, push it, he takes, I get my queen here. It's threatening a mate in some sort of fashion, but I want to get the rook into this file because I couldn't push the knight away, get taken, and then have it in this open file. So instead, this can come here blocking the one it has, because this still has one, allowing my rook to come over to push. See how that kind of works? If I had the couple in a row tactic, I would do something like that, but I always have to respond to what they do. But if I can force the response of what they're going to do, like with this pawn coming up, I can go here. What can the bishop do to get out of danger? You could do this, but then I do this, and now your bishop just dies. So I can just take it, and then you'll most likely open, but I have this open file. Do you want to just lose your bishop? Most people will make a square for it to go hide. Now since this got a little weaker, I won't protect it. So I forced a move. You want to do this? Sure, I'll go take your bishop. You take this? Yeah, I could just take your bishop. It forces a response. So if I do that, now I get this, what kind of response are you going to have? Now the initiative goes back to you. He did this in his game trying to get through because I didn't try and close the center doing this. So now he did that in his game, but if I push it back and get there and that still happens, how am I supposed to get there? He's got the 1 attack, I got the 1-2 defense. Like I said, I think I might want to move or knight. If he takes me and I take back and the bishop comes down, where's my second? So if I actually use this to come here, I now have the 2 here, so he can take, I can take. I have the open file. stuff. But then my knight can come here to come out here. There's the bishop, so I might want to come here, but I can't come here because of the pawn. But if I might be able to, because if it takes, then I could. Only if it doesn't take me here, but this knight could come here, or this knight could come here. But this out of the way would give me the protection there. Because if he did, and I took back, he can't just come in and do that. Now, if he did that and I do that, I still get a Prince defense. But now he's got the 1 and 2 here. I've only got the 1. He could just take it. I take back. There's bishop. Open file. See how it's so complicated? Trying to keep the right defense at the right time, always. So a couple moves ago, I did that. He moved away. I should put my knight here. Because if he comes up, does all the trade, I still end up with my bishop here. If this comes up, I do that. He's not going to push this pawn, even though he's got sort of all the power there. He's got 1, 2, and 3 on here. He's got 1, 2, and 3 on here. He only has 1 power here. This helps this come in, gets supported by this, and opens this. So this is most likely his best move. So, what is my best response to, if he wants to do this, what is my best response? This is where the training comes in. I can't think through millions of lines when I'm over the board, but I try to, but I need to know. Okay, so here's another point. This pawn now comes into the 2 squares where the knight can physically move into. So when something like that happens, he can't just come into here. But he still has this over here. But if it came here and I attack it, it can't come forward either, and it can't retreat, so it would kind of die in that kind of scenario. Just because it couldn't come in. It could come here and I get taken, he takes, and there's open files. I don't like that. You have to find the best response to the move. When I do that, how many moves does he have? He has 45 moves as a response. So 31 to what, 45 options? Tricky, tricky, tricky. That's what makes chess hard and fun. Okay, so I got to do C5, knight E7. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 other lines I could have tried. So if I come here and then the pawn comes up like normal, like it did in the game, knight to H5 kills the bishop. It has nowhere to go without dying. But I don't really want to take the bishop because it could get replaced with the pawn. Look at this position. I do need the bishop here to push, so when he goes there, I take, he takes, I get my queen there. There is also the other option. Bishop moves here, so knight can move here, so knight can move here. It's the win pawn, knight, take, replace with bishop, push pawn, take it, get the queen, mate. All these ideas are floating in my head every single game. How do I go mate the king? So, if you were in this game as black, doing the stranglehold, what would be your move? Let me know in the comments. Hey everybody, Matricity here. I played my game at the Denver Chess Club this week. I did a good job up until a point, but I did manage to lose. And it happens. My stranglehold does a lot in the opening. It makes nice, long, complicated games with closed positions, because I don't like open positions. But it got to the point where I needed to review my game because it ended up being a loss. So today, this is my first video of learning from losses. So, what do you think? What would be your move in this specific position? Move 9, I attacked the castled king, the bishop retreated, it has a defense, there's a couple lines to go through, and wait till next game. I gotta try the new options. Thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like chess, and let's play a game. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like chess, and let me know what move you would do in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you like chess.